Hi, my name is Julie Farlinger, and this is my Code Review 2 presentation. The first project to review is the ORM project. The ORM database has two tables, people and pets, shown right here. To show the schema used for those tables, we can type explain and then the name of the table, and it's going to show you the fields that are used, the type of the integer or varchar, what data type that is, whether that field can be null, and then it shows here that there's a primary key set. We can do the same for the pets table, and that's going to show the same information, just a few less fields. To show the information that's in the database, we can do a select all from the tables, and that's going to show you all of the information that is in those tables, and we'll actually see a better view of that here shortly. In this project, we had two classes, a person class and a pets class, and in both of these classes we had set up our class, this particular one for the person, and then the same thing we did in the pets with those same field IDs that we used in the database. We then added a save method. First thing you'll see here is the connection information. I did start out the project using a data object with a function to connect, but did not actually incorporate that into this project. But I did keep this just so that I could see or use that for future reference. In the class, again, there's my connection information. The save method is going to look for whether or not that ID is in the table, and if the ID is not in the table, it's going to insert it into the table. If that ID is found in the table, then it's going to update that the current information that is in the table. We also have a function all, which does a SQL select all from people, which is exactly what I just did down here in the terminal. And I'll show you what that looks like here when we run those apps. And then we also have a static function find ID, and that's going to select from that table where the ID matches. We have the same three methods going on in the pets class as well. We also add in both of these prepared statements, and the prepared statements were used for security purposes to reduce the risk of what users could be entering in on those forms. Here are the apps that we created for the view of these applications, and once we were hacked, we went ahead and added the special characters function to take away any of the brackets and things to eliminate our programs being broken when JavaScript or other malicious code is entered. When we run this app, this is going to show a complete list of all the people that are in that table. This is that all function. And here when we add information into these fields and submit it, it adds it down here. That is part of the save function. We can edit that, and we'll go ahead and edit the email address. Go back, and you'll see that that's also part of the save function, but that's the update, not the insert. We can also go to this pet app, and here's a list of all of our pets, and we can do the same type of thing here. Here I just added another pet. The one difference between the pet view and the people view is we then added the owner name. By doing that, we had a person ID that then connected to the people database. And rather than referencing the actual ID number, we linked that to the owner's first and last name. And that then also shows in a drop-down box down here. And then we can also edit this information just the same as before. Another quick view here, we added the pet count, which then links to a count function and counts how many pets that person has. And then it also displays a list here, which then if we edit, it will take you then to the edit pet here, which is kind of a neat thing to show how they all jive together. In week 8, we worked on a common regular expression project, and that project went ahead and verified the formatting of a social security number, a credit card, and a phone number. And we had specific formatting that could be accepted for all 3 of those, and we had to write the correct regular expression. And then we had a test file that we were given, and I will run that test here to show that with these 3 dots, that means that the test passed, and so those regular expressions were correct. We also did a link match, and I will just go right to that page. And what happens here when you enter a URL, it adds a list of linked URLs that were found on the URL site that was entered. We also have a validation of form fields. Again, I will go ahead and refresh this. And what this does is we had some validating the user's input, and I'll just put some off formatting in here to show that it won't let you submit that form because you did not enter the email and the phone in the format that it wanted. So when you enter this as a actual email address and phone number, that should be okay. I'll go ahead and send it, and now it shows that the order has been submitted and it went through just fine. The final project that we worked on in week 5 was a car simulator, and that car simulator created a class, collection of related variables and functions. So we have their color, the manufacturer, model, and then a speed. We set the speed down here to 10. We also set an acceleration function, which increases the speed in increments of 10 up to 100, and then once it hits 100, then it hits this brake function that goes from then down in increments of 10 down to 0. And when you run that, you get something that looks like this. It shows what kind, the class information here shows that you're accelerating all the way up to 100 and then back down to 0. That is my code review. Thanks.